For thousands of years, humans have told stories about creatures hiding just beyond the edge of reality. Creatures no one could prove existed, yet no one could fully dismiss. Monsters, spirits, shadows in the dark. Most people call them myths, but what if some of those stories began with something real? Tonight, we're diving into 7 mysterious beings that have terrified cultures for centuries. Some come from ancient civilizations, others from the depths of the ocean, and a few from the darkest corners of human imagination. And the deeper we go, the stranger it gets. Let's begin. Vampire. Few creatures have haunted humanity's imagination like the vampire. For centuries, people have feared something lurking in the darkness, something that feeds on blood and refuses to die. Across cultures, vampires are described in similar ways: pale skin, sharp fangs, glowing eyes, and an unnatural thirst for human blood. But the vampire legend reflects humanity's deepest fears: death, disease, and the unknown. Stories about vampire-like spirits date back thousands of years to ancient Mesopotamia and Babylon, where people believed restless spirits could return from the grave and drain life from the living. But the real panic appeared during the Middle Ages. Entire villages across Eastern Europe believed vampires were real. Graves were dug up, bodies were staked, and some were even burned. People were desperate to stop the dead from returning. One name eventually became legendary: Dracula. The famous vampire count was inspired by a real ruler, Vlad the Impaler, a ruthless 15th century prince known for his brutal punishments. By the 18th century, vampire hysteria had spread so far that the Austrian government even launched official investigations into reported vampire cases. Today, vampires appear in movies and novels as mysterious or romantic figures. But the idea of something watching us from the darkness still feels a little too real. Camazotz. Deep in the ancient jungles of Central America, another terrifying figure was born. His name was Camazotz, the death bat. In Mayan mythology, Camazotz was a powerful bat god connected to darkness and the underworld. Ancient carvings show him as a frightening creature: the body of a man with the head of a giant bat, wings spread wide and claws ready to strike. Some legends say he stood over 7 feet tall, with wings large enough to block out the sky. Camazotz was believed to guard the entrance to Xibalba, the Mayan underworld. In the Mayan epic Popol Vuh, heroes entering the underworld had to survive a deadly encounter with him. One wrong move, and Camazotz could decapitate his victims instantly. Even today, archaeologists in Guatemala and southern Mexico continue to find bat-shaped carvings inside ancient caves. For the Maya, bats symbolized death and transformation. So while Camazotz may not exist as a real creature, the fear he represents still survives in legend. Minotaur. Now we move from jungle myths to ancient Greece. Imagine walking through a massive stone labyrinth, endless corridors twisting in every direction. And somewhere inside, something is hunting you. This is the legend of the Minotaur, a monstrous being with the body of a man and the head of a bull. According to Greek mythology, the creature was born from a divine curse placed upon King Minos of Crete. The monster was so dangerous, it had to be imprisoned inside a massive labyrinth designed by the inventor Daedalus. But the Minotaur still needed to eat. So every year, young people from Athens were sent into the maze as sacrifices. None ever returned, until one man volunteered. His name was Theseus. Armed with a sword and a ball of thread to guide his way out, he entered the labyrinth and faced the monster. Only one of them walked out alive. Archaeologists exploring the ruins of Knossos in Crete have discovered huge palace complexes filled with twisting corridors. Many historians believe these structures may have inspired the labyrinth legend. Evidence also shows that bulls were extremely important in ancient Minoan culture. So while the Minotaur may never have existed, the story behind the myth may have real origins. But the next creature on our list wasn't just legend. It was real. Megalodon. Long before humans ruled the planet, something else dominated the oceans. A predator so massive that even great white sharks would look small beside it. The Megalodon. This prehistoric shark could grow up to 60 feet long, roughly the size of a bus. Its jaws were powerful enough to crush bone, and its teeth could reach over 7 inches long. Megalodon hunted whales, dolphins, and giant fish. Fossilized teeth have been discovered across the world, from the United States and Peru to Japan and Australia. Some appear so well preserved they almost look new. Which raises a fascinating question. What if it never truly disappeared? Scientists believe Megalodon went extinct around 3 million years ago due to climate change and a lack of food. But the ocean is vast. More than 80% of it remains unexplored. And sometimes, the unknown is enough to keep a legend alive. The Rake. Witnesses describe it almost the same way every time. A thin, pale creature with long limbs, black empty eyes, and a skeletal body. But what makes it terrifying isn't violence. It's what it does instead. Nothing. People who claim to see the Rake often wake up in the middle of the night and notice something standing silently in the corner of the room. Watching, not moving, not speaking, just staring. Reports of sightings began appearing online in the mid-2000s, mostly in North America. Many stories shared similar details: abandoned buildings, forests, and late-night encounters no one could explain. Today, the Rake has become part of internet folklore, a creature born in the digital age. But like many legends, it feeds on something very real: the fear of waking up and realizing you're not alone. Sea Eater. Now we return to the ocean. Because according to some fishermen, something enormous still moves beneath the water. Something they call the Sea Eater. Witnesses describe it as a massive dark shape, gliding silently beneath boats. Its skin smooth like a seal, its mouth stretching across nearly half its body. Some claim it's as large as a bus. Legends of the Sea Eater mostly come from Scandinavia and parts of northern Canada. Fishermen told stories of boats disappearing in calm water. No storm, no waves. Just silence and an empty ocean. According to these stories, the creature doesn't attack violently. It simply rises beneath a boat, and then the boat disappears. No wreckage, no trace. Whether myth or reality, the ocean still hides countless mysteries. Grootslang. Our final creature comes from the caves of South Africa. A monster known as the Grootslang. According to legend, this creature is a terrifying hybrid, the body of a giant serpent combined with the head of an elephant. Some stories claim it can grow up to 40 feet long. But what makes it truly dangerous isn't just its size. It's its intelligence. The Grootslang is said to be incredibly clever, capable of tricking victims and guarding hidden treasure inside deep caves. Some legends say the creature was one of the first beings created by the gods. But it was too powerful. So the gods separated the elephant and serpent into 2 different animals. Except one Grootslang escaped, and it has been hiding ever since. And that brings us to the end of today's journey into the world of mysterious creatures. Some legends were born from fear, others from history, and some from mysteries we still can't explain. But one thing is certain: as long as humans explore the unknown, new monsters will always be waiting in the dark. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And tell us in the comments which mythical creature should appear in the next episode.